Hey everyone! Welcome back to the Flutter Bloc series. In today's episode, we're going to dive into how to set up Bloc in your Flutter project. Whether you're just getting started with Bloc or looking to understand how to integrate it properly into your apps, this video will guide you step by step through the process. By the end of this video, you'll have a fully functional Bloc integrated into your Flutter app, ready to handle state management like a pro. Let's get started. The first step is to add the Flutter Bloc package to your project. Open your pubspec.yaml file and add the following dependencies. Once you've added these, run flutter pub-get to install the packages. Flutter Bloc is the core package for using Bloc. We'll see how these work in just a moment. Now that we have the packages installed, let's create our first Cubit. Remember, a Cubit is a simplified version of Bloc that handles a single state without events. It's great for straightforward scenarios where you don't need the full Bloc complexity. For this example, we're going to create a basic counter app where we'll use Cubit to manage our counter state. As you can see, we extend the Cubit class and define the type of state it manages, which is int in this case. The initial state is set to 0, and we have two functions, increment and decrement, that update the state using the emit method. It's really that simple. Remove existing code which we don't need for now. Create a material app widget and add CounterCubit page. We'll create this page in a moment. Now, let's connect our CounterCubit to the Flutter UI. We'll wrap our widget tree with a block provider to make the Cubit available to the entire widget tree. Add the CounterCubit which we created earlier and import paths which required for importing widgets and packages. As you can see, we wrap our CounterPage widget with block provider, which creates the CounterCubit and provides it to the widget tree. Now let's update the CounterPage to display and modify the counter value. Now that we've created our CounterCubit and provided it to the widget tree using block provider, it's time to display the state in the UI and let users interact with it. Let's break this down step by step. Let's head over to our CounterPage and set up the UI. We'll start by wrapping the text widget that shows the counter value inside a BlocBuilder. This widget takes two arguments, the type of Cubit we're listening to, which is CounterCubit, and the type of state it handles, which is an int in our case. As you can see, the BlocBuilder listens to the CounterCubit and rebuilds the text widget whenever the state changes. The builder function receives two parameters, the context and the current state, which we've named count. We use this count to display the counter value in the text widget. Next, we'll add two buttons below the counter value to increment and decrement the counter. These buttons will trigger the increment and decrement functions from our CounterCubit. We'll use icon button widgets to make it interactive and call the Cubit methods using context.read CounterCubit. Let's add those buttons now. Here's what's happening. We've created two icon button widgets, one with an add icon and one with a remove icon. When the user taps the add button, we call context.read CounterCubit.increment to trigger the increment function in our CounterCubit, and for the remove button, we call decrement. This updates the state in the Cubit, and since the BlocBuilder is listening for state changes, it automatically rebuilds the text widget to display the updated counter value. Create counter page and create stateless widget. Add BlocBuilder to listen to the CounterCubit and display the current state. Added 2 buttons to call the increment and decrement methods of the CounterCubit. Whenever the state changes, BlocBuilder rebuilds the UI, reflecting the updated counter value. And that's it. Now your app's UI is fully connected to the Cubit, and the state is updated and displayed dynamically. Let's run the app and see how it works. Some messed up here. I forgot to set column's main axis alignment to center. As you can see, each time I press the plus or button, the counter value updates instantly, and that's thanks to our CounterCubit handling the state management behind the scenes. And that's how you connect Bloc or Cubit to your Flutter UI and manage state seamlessly. In the next episode, we'll dive into the differences between Bloc and Cubit, and when to choose one over the other. Be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment if you found this video helpful. See you in the next one.